Hey, welcome back to a very new video. But if you're new here, my name is Katja and on this channel I talk mostly about K-pop, books, mangas, language studies, basically all the things that I love in life. And this week is very exciting. Well, first up, I need to mention something. We renovated my bedroom and home office. I love the new colors. I also got some new furniture just because, well, the other ones were very old, so that's the reason why this is all black nowadays. My bed, however, is white and there is still enough white furniture left, but I will do a quick tour later on in this video. Also because yes, like always, I am rearranging my shelves, especially my K-pop and music shelves, because later this week, Miss Swift is putting out a new album. So yeah, it's not gonna be only K-pop this week. I hope you don't mind because I'm so excited. Also, I am getting some mail that is, however, K-pop related, and also some non-K-pop related stuff. I'm getting a lot of mail this week, and I want to show that off because I'm so excited, or at least I hope it comes in this week. It could be not, because some of the stuff is gonna come from other parts of Europe, but if not, I will also film next week. And that actually touched up on the next part that I want to talk about, especially if you are a frequent watcher of my channel, because I've been absent for quite some weeks, and yeah, the thing is, the renovation. Also, I'm very busy with some work stuff, so that also means in the future I won't be uploading every week. I just upload whenever I have the time, whenever I have something to say, rather than consistently putting stuff out there. So yeah, a lot of things to cover, and I'm just, in general, just so excited about everything of this week, because it's going to be a very interesting week. And yeah, this was enough rambling on. Let's get to it. Before I forget, I want to introduce the books that I hope to read this week. Starting up with, I believe, is a fantasy, but it might be a romantasy. However, with Kristen Ciccarelli, I believe it's more leaning towards fantasy. But then again, I also know that there is romance. Oh, sorry for this weird wordplay. Anyway, I'm already reading this book, The Crimson Moth. I note that there is a different title in the US compared to the UK edition, and this is the UK edition because it is stunning. I love the details of the moth. Anyway, how far along am I already in this book? I believe just one chapter or two. No, two. But so far, oh yeah, I read the prologue, I believe, and then the first chapter. Yeah, that was it. It reads like you are wrapped up in a blanket, sitting in front of a fire in this shed, like no, a lodge, or like this very cozy cabin in the woods. That was the word I was looking for, cabin. And you are just reading this book, and the words, how it flows from the page, it feels so warm, and you want to live in this world, even though it's quite cruel, but it just feels so, yeah, like a warm blanket. And I can't explain it anything else like that, because it is a cruel world. It is about a witch and a hunter, and it sounds so cool. Kristen, she has outdone herself, and I'm already rambling on so much about this book without knowing too much about it, because I don't like to read the blurb I'm always just like a go with the flow kind of girl. So yeah. But how do I pick books? Well, I just pick books which feels right, and I already knew that I really liked this author because I read her Scary series and I thought it was amazing, but she has definitely outdone herself with this book so far. Then we're gonna go to a manhwa translated to English. It's Innocent Reader's Viewpoint. I've heard so many great stories about this manhwa series that I was like, okay, I need to get my hands on a volume and start reading it. But yeah, I think it's gonna be a fast read. Then the other book. This is the book that I want to bring along this upcoming weekend because I'm gonna be going out for something special. I will talk about that later. And I'm so excited because this is the book that I'm gonna bring along on a journey. I love books that are a bit lighter, especially after these two books. It's Wednesday and look what just came in the mail. It's the nylon Japanese version with Bang-chan on the cover. Normally I never buy magazines from K-pop idols in Korean or whatever actually. But I knew that this magazine meant a lot for Bang-chan. I really liked the interview in here as well. And even though it's in Japanese, maybe this is my starting point of starting to learn Japanese, because Japanese is definitely on my bingo card to start learning this year. And I'm excited. Something that I think is interesting is that there aren't really any articles in here except for some interviews, if I'm correct. I'm not entirely sure. I've only flipped it through. But in the West, I have the feeling we use more articles, and in apparently this Japanese magazine, it's more focused on photos and more stylized. I don't know if that's true. Maybe it's just this magazine. I think it's funny because I was expecting to learn more Japanese over here, but luckily the interview with Bang-chan is quite big, so still enough to learn for me. Due to the magazine coming in, I want to change my shelves, but not before I show you guys how it looks as of right now. First up, a little bit of a sneak peek of my room. So the wallpaper changed. It's a silvery gray, which I love because I think it goes perfectly with the pink purple paint that I have on the other side of my room. And I think it matches perfectly with the Sserafim poster that I got in the Easy album. So that's why I got it framed up there. I love this so much. I can easily change it and put something else over there. And I'm honestly so stoked for that, to make it happen and change it up multiple times a year. Anyway, over here, nothing really has changed. I actually put everything right back as where I found it, or where I left it before the renovation started. Of course, did change because Sserafim had their comeback. And over here we have Stray Kids and the photo books of both Sserafim and Stray Kids. More Sserafim. And down here we have Blackpink and a combination of Blackpink together with BTS. So here's the thing, I am getting in multiple stuff, but one part of the stuff that I'm getting is coming in next week, I believe. But I am gonna put Stray Kids a little bit on a different shelf. I have to see how it all looks together with the photo books. Y'all, I'm not gonna lie, it's actually the next day. The reason why I'm filming the next day is because I had to do a lot of stuff yesterday for my new contract that I'm doing starting next week till, well, basically almost the whole summer. It's similar to the contract that I had last year. Actually, it's even for the same company, which is super cool. Because even though, yeah, it is very hard work, there are so many fun elements as well. But I will talk about that in the next video because that will be in my starting week of doing that contract. Anyway, Miss Swift over here replaced Bang Chan. I'm so sorry for him, but I am in preparations of the new Taylor Swift era. And also, I thought it was very fitting because of the lilac colors and, well, I love the lilac tones right now. Over here, I have Bang Chan, his magazine, lying down. Yeah, I know. But I ordered a standee. It will come in next week, so I will show that in the next vlog. But over here, it's Sserafim. Also, something I ordered from Sserafim will be coming in next week, or at least fingers crossed. So then this shelf will look totally different, but as of right now, I love this. And yeah, this is basically almost the same, except for that Stray Kids moved to here, and also the photo albums are now at their designated area. Some other stuff that I have been up to is putting up my finals. And with finals, I mean the frames, and only one final as of yet. Over there will be the new Taylor Swift. Yeah, I know, I went overboard with ordering Taylor Swift versions. I know. It's... Who am I? But this one is still empty. However, it is a record store day on Saturday. So fingers crossed I can find something fun to fill up that space. I love it. I really love how cozy everything is. Also with the cute Lego flowers. I love flowers, but because unfortunately my bedroom is in a very dark area of the house, as in I don't have direct sunlight, so flowers don't do very well. So my mom and I were like, why not just use Lego flowers, because those are so bright and so much fun, and I totally agree with her. And everything else is pretty much still the same. I love it though. I love it a lot. I am in the hotel. This is the first room where you enter. By the way, if you hear water, you are correct, because there is a pond in the middle of this hotel. It's so cool. I will show that later. But first up, the bathroom. I am staying in the science room, which is super funny to me. No, wait. Am I staying in science? Yes. I was confused with chemistry, but yes, science. And that's very funny because I used to major in science in high school. So I like the little details. Also, this mirror is so cool. Don't mind my hair. It was pouring rain outside. This is gonna be perfect for tonight to put on my makeup and my skincare routine and everything. I'm so hyped for this. Whew. Okay, so the bathroom, right? Then I think this is some sort of cleaning closet. I don't know, it won't open, so we'll stay out. Let's put the lights out, of course, and then move into the next room. I already put my bags away because they were heavy. First up, my king size bed. But the most perfect part of this all, the stars. I love that the science room is more than just science. It's also astronomy. And I like that. Well, is it really astronomy? I'm not sure. But yes, I love that. And there are astronomy books over there, which I think is also so cute. But first up, so the thing is, this building used to be a high school of some sort. And this was the chemistry, how do you say it? The chemistry class? Yes. And I love this over here. It says, loosely translated, over here, detention is not, or yeah, well, this should be then not, so yes or no, a punishment. I think it's so funny. It just makes me smile so much. And coffee, boiling water, tea, whatever. Also, there are free water bottles over there, so that's amazing. Some books. I like that. I also like this. I like it so much. And then over here, this super cool lamp. Oh my. And I am on the ground floor. Over here, a floor, not a floor-length mirror, but I mean, I can see myself from head to toe, so that's amazing. And then we've got a second layer. Let's go upstairs. It's so cool. I just showed my mom on camera because I needed her reaction as well. So these are lounge couches. Let me put on some light if it works. No, it doesn't work. Oh, over here. Wait. Oh, that lamp doesn't work. Okay, good to know. Yeah, I like it. It's so cool to lounge down here. How cool! I always immediately deconstruct my bed wherever I'm sleeping. But yeah, I laid out my party wear for tonight. This is the bag. It's the exact same color as the leaves, which I like. I like to play with details in clothing. And then my Mary Janes, I do have stocking because, well, trust me, I need it. It's freezing outside. Not just raining, it's freezing. But I have something very important to do. Oh yeah, Koya! This is my travel Koya. She's always coming with me. I don't know why I always keep saying she, because isn't it technically a he? I don't know. To me, she's a she, okay? But I have some business to attend to. Let me show you guys. Because first we need to watch or rewatch, because I was not noticing what I was seeing the first time. Taylor Swift Fortnite official teaser featuring Post Malone. I have no words. I've been listening to the albums, like the normal album, twice during my very long train ride. And I have the second version left with 15 more songs on there. Miss Swift, what were you planning? And the music video still has to drop. I need to look it up how late it will be in the Netherlands, but I don't think I'm ready for this. Miss Swift, you have outdone yourself. Before I forget to mention, I'm filming on my phone because, well, my bag was heavy. Not because I was bringing a lot with me. It's more the Doc Martens that I brought with me to, for my fancy outfit. Those always weigh a ton. And I was like, I'm not entirely sure if I want to bring my camera. Also because I knew it was gonna be raining and storming and stuff like that. So I was like, maybe not. And I'm just gonna film on my phone because I do love the quality of my phone. It's way better than I ever expected it. But yeah, how are you doing? I am overwhelmed by Taylor's music. When I was listening in the train, so here's the thing, I also didn't bring my book that I wanted to bring with me because I was like, I'm not in the headspace for a book by Becky Albertalli. I love her writing. Nothing is wrong with that. But I was like, yeah, with Taylor's album dropping, first up, I'm definitely gonna listen to that album. And second up, I probably am not gonna be in that type of headspace, especially since Taylor uses a lot of literature and also because I'm traveling. I know I'm in a different headspace than normally. Sometimes I like more I don't want to say bubbly, because Becky definitely writes very in-depth books. But I knew during this trip, I was already relaxed before I went on this trip. So I knew that there was a different headspace that I was going to be in. And actually, I'm thinking to head out soon. I was going to do that anyway. But buy a pen and paper because I have so many ideas for my own writings. If you didn't know, I'm also a writer, and I get paid for that. How amazing! Anyway, the songs I've heard so far. So I've listened to the normal version album, so the 16 songs version, and I saw just before I left the house this morning, I saw that there would be an anthology album, and luckily it was immediately put online on Spotify. So I downloaded it. I haven't listened to it because I was like, no, I can't handle that. I first need to listen to the first normal 16 songs before I am ready to tackle 15 more songs. My mom did say that my Taylor Swift albums got safely at home, so I'm definitely super happy about that. But so far, I've listened to the album from start to finish twice, and there are a couple of songs that I immediately replayed after listening to it the second time around. And that's So Long London, the Tortured Poets Department, and which was the other song? I can't remember. It was a little bit more down in the along the line of the album. But so far, I was expecting that I was gonna love So Long London a lot. I don't know, because I've lived in England myself. I think that's one of the reasons, and I like London. But the last time I visited London, it was different for me. And that was also because it was after I lived in Berlin, and there are so many different vibes. And something that I think personally is so much fun because, a lot of people think about Taylor when she's writing the album, how the songs must have felt for her. But the thing is, once those songs are released, they are yours. They are yours, the listener's songs. And you can deconstruct those songs in your head and put your own voice to them. Not your singing voice. I mean, how you are walking down in life, how you go through life. And So Long London definitely means a little bit something else for me than I personally think it means for Taylor. But it really hits close to home, actually. So that's very interesting. And I'm honestly so blown away. Oh, the song with Florence and the Machine. Or is it just Florence? Anyway, I really like Florence, her voice. For some reason, I've never really picked up an album of Florence and the Machine ever before, which I don't get because I was starting listening to one of her albums 2 nights ago, the last one that was released, the completed version, and I listened to the first song, and that was Kings. That song hit so extremely close to home to me, and I was like, whoa, this is so good. Why haven't I ever listened to this before? Yeah, it's so good. Florida, that's the song. Yeah. Whoa, I was not expecting these types of song from Taylor. It's so different. I love it, and I'm rambling. I'm sorry, but yeah, I hope you understand how I'm feeling currently. So what else? I think, oh, it's raining outside, so I'm just gonna chill for a little bit more, and then I'm gonna head outside and do some stuff before I'm gonna head back with some food and then getting dressed for tonight.
package that came in while I was away, the LP version of Taylor, her new album. I love it. I love how she designed, well, her design team, but I know that Taylor always has a lot of say in things, how she wants to represent things, and it's gorgeous. I need to have a deeper look in everything, but as of right now, I'm also very excited to put the album over there in that frame. Over there I've got Blackpink Born Pink, and over there I don't know as of yet what to put in there. So if you have ideas, suggestions, please do let me know what to do. Over here I've got a special edition, and no, it's a collector's edition, I believe it's called. And she is thick. I was not expecting that, but it makes sense because it came with goodies. Like, how much could this feel like a K-pop album? So yeah, I went overboard because I also have the normal edition. Yes, I'm also listening to the album. Did I went overboard? Yeah, I personally do think I did. I mean, the special edition wasn't necessarily needed, but the thing is, I really wanted to have the special edition of this version with the manuscript on there, the bonus song. But it was already sold out and I was really bummed about it. So when this album came out, I was like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna buy the collector's edition of the Bolter and also get the normal version with the manuscript on there. I'm not gonna lie, I do regret doing this actually, because I'm like, why did I got another version? Like the LP, I don't count that in as of yet, because I count that in more as decor, because I don't have a vinyl player. Like somewhere in the future I probably will, but as of right now it's decor. I'm so sorry to say that, but it's decor. So yeah, I don't know. It can be worth it. It can. But especially since the anthology album came out, just 2 hours later, I'm like, okay, you know what? If that one becomes a physical album, I probably would have gotten that one rather than having a special edition of it. I don't know. But in the end, I got it, and I'm happy with the goodies. I am happy with how everything looks, because it does look different from the normal version. So yeah, and in the end of the day, I didn't got all the versions, because that would have been a lot. I'm not judging you if you did, by the way. Like, you do you. I've got my own collections going on, but I do prefer to don't buy as many versions that there are, if that makes sense. So yeah, I don't know. It feels a little bit different just because she released more stuff. Let me show in the next clip what's in here actually. I might have been a little bit negative of not wanting necessarily this album, but I do really like how everything looks, and I love it says the artifacts. Like I said, I got the Bolter, and it comes with a magnet, a patch that I can put on my clothing. Over here it's a bookmark. I already had opened it with the idea that I could easily do this with one hand. Can I? Yes, I can. I think this one is stunning. And I think it's such a clever idea. So that's also one of the reasons. No, wait, I never explained this theory of mine. But, or did I? I'm so forgetful about the little details that I said yes or no. But I wouldn't be surprised if she does come out with a book, and then this would make so much more sense to put in here. And then over here there are photo cards. So this is one of the reasons why it feels so much like a K-pop album, because I don't understand necessarily why she is putting photo cards in here. Like, I liked what she did with the 1989 with Polaroids, because Polaroids feels so Taylor style. But this feels a little bit too K-poppy for me. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this. I do think it's cool and that she prepares all this kind of stuff. Something that I'm really happy about is that I finally completed my Junjin collection up to Easy. Like, Easy era is still something that I have to work on. I don't know how to collect it, but Midnight Onyx is finally here. You have no idea how many times I've searched for this card, and also I actually bought it, but then she got lost in the mail. I'm still so bummed about that because I bought so many cards from that seller and those cards are forever gone. But here she is all the way from France. She's completed. It's Sunday. I got home late yesterday afternoonish, but I realized just now that I might never have explained why I was traveling. So I visited an exhibition of a museum where I used to work at. It was the opening and I had so much fun. I mean, I did had to rush out of the door, so I didn't do a fit check or anything like that. But I truly had the best time in quite a while. I met so many incredible people and it was late when I got back at the hotel, and I really wanted to enjoy my rain shower, so I did that. It was lovely. And after that I watched a TV show, or no, I watched a movie actually, just to wait for my hair to dry before I fell asleep. It was such a good night's sleep. So I would highly recommend that hotel if you ever visit a very small town in the Netherlands called Winterswijk, but it's the best place in the Netherlands, to be honest, because it's so small, it's so cozy, it's so welcoming, and I have no words because every time when I come back there, I just love the place even more. And yeah, I truly had the best time. Even on Saturday morning, I decided to go and have a walk around town with my coffee in my hand. Someone said to me that I had my main character moment, and yeah, maybe I did, okay? I'm not gonna lie. And after that, I went back to the hotel, got my stuff, also ate some breakfast, and then I headed back to the museum to have a chat with some people who are currently working there. And again, I had truly the best time. I also visited a part of the museum that I couldn't the night before. Well, I could have, but I was too busy talking with so many lovely people. And then yesterday, after so many train rides, I got back home and I showered, ate some food, and watched the K-drama Queen of Tears. So freaking good. And then I passed out because I was so tired. And then just now I finished watching the replay of Coachella with Sserafim. It was so good. It was much better than last weekend. Last weekend there were so many difficulties and issues. This is not a good thing. I mean, the music itself, like the band, was great, but it was too loud. And you could hear that the girls were shouting in the microphone rather than actually singing. And also the way how they balanced the microphone, the sound of the microphone was so bad. I mean, the girls were also not always singing very well, I have to give that. But you could tell there were nerves. They had to get used to the dust of the desert. And all in all, the performance itself, there were some good parts, but also you could tell they did not know how to work with the crowd. They did not know how to pace themselves when it comes down to the heat and, well, again, the desert sands. And I think this time around they learned so much from last weekend. I mean, if the first thing already goes bad in a performance, it's really hard to get back into the groove, and they only got back last weekend later in their sets. But then sometimes it can already be too late, especially because Coachella is for music lovers. But this time around, you could tell how much they had learned from last weekend. And I also want to give a kudos to the stylist, because their outfits of this weekend, I preferred it over last. I think the last weekend, again, the outfits were fine, but it was not fine for Coachella. And so that's why I'm using the word fine, because it wasn't fitting in, even though I believe most of the clothing are from the same designer. But this time it was just more Coachella, more the bright colors combined with the black. It stands out. It makes the girls also look better, if that makes sense, because the all black with silver, that was just, it didn't hit well, you know, not for something like Coachella. So yeah, all in all, the aesthetics, the sound, and the girls, they all looked so much more comfortable and so much more put together that I enjoyed this performance way more. Like, way more. I hope that the girls can be proud, because yes, last weekend might not have gone well, for a part at least, but they made up so much compared to last weekend for this weekend. It was so good, and I hope that the girls are proud of themselves, and I'm just so excited for the future and what this performance would mean for their future and how they will develop, and um, not only their music, but I also mean their performances, because in just a week time they improved so much. The crowd work, it felt so much better. Also the set list, because the thing with the set list is it's a bit weird, because that's why I also think that the girls got in trouble last weekend, because some of the songs that were right after each other, they didn't necessarily make sense. So it was really hard also for the girls to pace themselves, because those were some hard songs, not only singing wise, but also dancing. But for some reason, I believe the set list was almost the same. Maybe one thing was different, I believe. But it was so much better just because the girls now knew how to work the crowd, how to pace themselves, and when to give it all and when not. So yeah, kudos to the girls. I mean, why is there a fly? Shush. Because the thing is, I do feel bad that they got so many negative responses. And the thing is, you can get nervous, and not everything will always go to perfection. And last weekend is just an example of that. That sometimes it just doesn't work out. But still, they never left the stage, in the sense of, I mean, they left the stage one time because of the dancers, for their dance break, but they didn't say, okay, we're gonna quit. No, they kept on going, and I think it is really important. And there are also some life lessons, like, don't always give so many negative feedback. They knew what they had to change, they knew where they have to grow, and so many negative feedback, I mean, you as a person don't want that to have that either, right? So yeah, they did it amazing. They grew so much. And now let's see my room. I just had a closer look at the final, and I'm so glad that I got it. It is insane, and I love the last poem. I am not entirely sure if it's also in the CD versions, but I will have a look at that, because that last poem is just it's just perfection. I think it's so good, and it describes what this album is also about. Not the things that you would always think it is about. It's much more. and I love the introduction poem. I also love that there are lyrics written on the finals, or the cover of the finals. Fortnight and So Long London. So Long London is still, I think, one of my faves, but I still need to have a closer look at all the lyrics, even though I also did a little bit while looking through the photo book part. Well, is it the photo book? Photo book-ish. But there's still so much more for me to experience out of this album and to look through. And I'm still so excited to do that, but I will probably also do that in the next vlog, because you know what, it's already Sunday. I don't think I have enough time to deconstruct everything. But as of right now, this is so good. Look at this, it looks amazing. I still don't know which LP will be in there, but so far it looks great, and I will do a room tour later on in a different video, just because I've rambled already so much in this video. Anyway, let's talk books. Yeah, I can be very quick and easy about this. I will have to push these books to next week. I mean, I was away for travels, so it's fine. I will push this up to next week. Lastly, I got this magazine standee for this magazine. But first I'm gonna put it in a magazine cover, or well, I will actually make one myself and then it will look all pretty, but I will also do that next week. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up and I will see you in another vlog. Okay, bye!